Hey, what's going on, everyone? Gillis TV back here. I know it's been some time. Work's been crazy. Of course, with all the nice weather at work, they were trying to get everything done. But now it's Monday. It is freezing cold outside, and I got the day off. And you know what? I thought, let's talk a little Oilers hockey today. As you know, Oilers, top of the Pacific Division, tied with Vegas. Of course, they are number one. The Oilers are when it comes to point percentage with 68 points. And no one expected this. You know, in January, being one of the top teams in the Pacific, especially being first place. I know it's February now, but first place in January after that horrible start the Edmonton Oilers had. Of course, a lot of key pieces coming in and helping the Oilers. And one thing that's different from this year compared to last year, of course, the 16-game winning streak, is the Oilers are winning this by playing defense. You look at the numbers of the top five scorers last year compared to this year. Our scoring is down. The only one that is higher is Leon Draisaitl. This point of the season last year, McDavid had 80-some points. He's only at 67. Hyman had, I think it was 25, 26 goals already. He's at 18. Nugent Hopkins is down. But defense is winning us games, and the scoring will have to come around here. And today we are talking about Stuart Skinner. I've seen a lot of Twitter posts, Facebook posts, trade Skinner, blah, 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 Skinner. Skinner, we were 2 goals away with Skinner as our goalie to win the Stanley Cup last year. That goal that won Florida the Stanley Cup, it ricocheted off of Brett Kulak. Skinner was in the right spot for a shot that wasn't being deflected. It was just an unlucky goal that cost the Oilers the Stanley Cup last year. Now, let's get off of that. I know that's been talked about a lot. Oilers want to move on. We want to move on. But trying to blame Stuart Skinner for games, yes, some games aren't pretty. It's going to happen to every goaltender. Vasilevsky, Bobrovsky, Ottinger have all been pulled due to bad performances. Now, fans aren't calling for their heads. Look at Igor Shesterkin. I mispronounced that, but he's having a terrible year after signing that big contract. They're not trying to run him out of town, so we just got to put the brakes on when it comes to Stuart Skinner and look at the numbers, and there's a lot of numbers to this. Yes, has Stuart Skinner's goals against and save percentage, are they a bit up this year? Yes, they are. Or a bit lower for the save percentage. But so is the entire NHL. If it wasn't for guys like Ottinger and Hellebuck, the numbers would be so much lower because they're having unbelievable years. It's known around the league that scoring is up this year. Goaltending save percentage is down. It is what it is. So we're going to start today with Stuart Skinner here and just go based off of his numbers this year. I pulled them up on my phone here, as if I do it on my computer, it just freezes the video for some reason. He's played in 35 games this year. He's 19, 12, and 4 in those games. He's had a 271 save or goals against, which his career is a 270. Yes, when he first came in, played that one game, he got the win, but had a 5.03 goals against to make it higher. But he's in his average because he's had a 2.62, 2.75, 2.62, and then, of course, this year, 2.71. He's at his average. We are talking about a goalie that Oilers finally built up that could be our starter. I know a lot of fans are saying, trade Stuart Skinner, get a better goalie. But realistically, you have to think. If teams wanted to get rid of their starter, why? They are good. You're not going to upgrade from Stuart Skinner. You're not going to get the Aiden Hills of this world because they're going really great. The only upgrade I could have seen the Oilers maybe doing was Mackenzie Blackwood. Look what he's doing in Colorado right now. You're not going to get Ottinger. You're not going to get Shesterkin, Vasilevsky, Bobrovsky. It's just not possible. The only other goalie that was available this year was Jacob Markstrom, but did not fit our salary cap. We have to remember, our goalies are costing us less than $4 million, and we're first place in the Pacific Division. Our goal scoring's down. Our defense is better. Darnell Nurse has played phenomenal. I've mentioned on countless videos, Brett Kulak this year has stepped it up for the Oilers and played hard minutes and has been good. This team defensively is better than it was last year, even with our scoring going down. Now, for Stuart Skinner's save percentage, yes, it's lower than his last 3 full seasons at .902. But like I said earlier in this video, this league is down. If it wasn't for Ottinger and Hellebuck, it'd be a lot lower because of the seasons they're having. We saw Demko's numbers when Edmonton and Vancouver played, when it was, I believe, McDavid's suspension game there. He was at an 863. I get he's coming back from injury, but his numbers were down. A lot of elite goaltenders' numbers are down this year, besides the 2 I keep mentioning. So trying to run Stuart Skinner out of town, you can't, because we don't have the salary cap to upgrade our goaltending. Calvin Pickard has played amazing this year. Stuart Skinner, yes, I get you. Looking at his stats, he's 1-3-1 in his last 5 games. Now I'm going to get a comment, 1-3-1 is not good enough. Let me throw this at you. Lost against Toronto, he let in 4 goals. Okay, that 4th one was a lucky bounce back off of Marner's skate. Now, that first period was tremendous by the Oilers. They were horrible that first period, but they still clawed their way back. Their overtime loss to Detroit, or shootout, sorry. He let in 2 goals. He had a .943 save percentage. He let in 2 goals on 35 shots. That is Edmonton not scoring. That could have been a win if Oilers scored 1 more. If they scored their 3 goals or 1 in a shootout, that's a win. That's a pretty good stat line for a goalie. His win against Buffalo, 2 goals. He had 41 shots against, .951 save percentage. Pretty good game by the Oilers. He let in 3 goals against Washington on 14 shots against. That was a loss. That was a .786 save percentage. But then again, another 3-goal performance. Vancouver, the loss that Saturday, McDavid got suspended, same with Myers. 3 goals on 27 shots. In the NHL, a quality start is letting in 2-3 goals. Exceptional start is anywhere from 0-1 and possibly 2 depending on the shots. A quality start is 3 goals or less. Stuart Skinner, in those 4 games I just said, 4 times 3 goals or less. That just means the Oilers aren't scoring. So we can blame Skinner about his recent performances. Yes, he does need to make a big save here and there. But these numbers are suggesting that the Oilers aren't scoring. Like, seriously. Against Detroit, they only scored 2. Against Buffalo, they won that game. Against Washington, I think that was only 2 goals as well. Against Vancouver, the McDavid suspension game, 2 goals. Oilers aren't scoring enough. That's what this comes down to. Oilers, let's just say the Oilers score 1 more goal in each of these games. Stuart Skinner automatically is 3-1-1. So, is it time to blame Skinner, or is it time to try and jumpstart this offense? And I think the problem with this offense right now is the line shuffling. We are putting our lines in a blender every time. How is someone going to get chemistry with someone else if they're always on different lines every other game? It just doesn't make sense. Look at Zach Hyman, for example. We all know he can play with McDavid. But you throw him with Nuge one game. Oh, next game he's with Henrik. It just doesn't work. They need to keep those lines together, gain chemistry, and that's how it does. Oilers defense this year, hands down, they have been better than last year, and I actually pulled that up. If you look in the Western Conference, just Western Conference here, the Oilers have given up 142 goals against. Only other teams less than that, there's 3. The Jets, who of course Hellebuck is having an amazing season, has given up 131. The Stars, Ottinger, has given up 129. Backups too there. And then the LA Kings, 127. Thing about the LA Kings, they've only scored 139 goals. The Oilers scored 171. So you look at these. There's, out of the 16 teams in the Western Conference, the Edmonton Oilers have given up the 4th least amount of goals. And we're still trying to run our goalie out of the town. We could go get Darcy Kemper if you want. It's not going to happen. But you look at Seattle, the Sharks, the Ducks, even the Canucks, 164 goals against. The Flames, 152. I know people are saying, oh, Dustin Wolf's this. You look at the goal differential for this season, the Oilers are, or the Jets are plus 64, the Stars are plus 40, the Oilers are plus 29, even Vegas is plus 28. I'm sorry, but I don't think goaltending's the wrong thing we should be worrying about. We need some more offense, and the defense is playing really good as of late, or pretty much since mid-November. If you want to blame someone for Stuart Skinner not being able to save a puck, blame Dustin Schwartz. That's the only common denominator over the past 20 years or so, 15, 10, whatever it is. He's the only common denominator, but trying to run Stuart Skinner, those games where we've lost, where he's let in 2 goals or less, that's on the offense. That's not on Stuart Skinner. You can't blame Stuart Skinner. And I know I'm rambling, but yes, does he need to make a huge save here and there? Sure. But has he? He has. In a lot of the games the Oilers won. And after that tremendous start, I think it was 3-9 and whatever, the Oilers are 32-16-4. They are first in the Pacific. How about we stop trying to run players out of town, because clearly no one thinks there's a salary cap with half these trades I see online and think we could get away with it. It's just not possible. We're in LTIR already with Klingberg here, but at the same time, we are first in the Pacific Division. I'll just check here quickly. We are third in the Western Conference. We are third in the Western Conference, and somehow our goaltending's the issue. I don't see where, but thank you so much for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next one.